4 points here early in the ball game for the Riders. Freeman on the wing. Looks to drop off, looking for everywhere. Rob reads the pass, takes away, gets on the floor for their team. That's Freeman. Both players battling hard. Multiple players trying to grab the rebound, and Costa grabs it. Head finds Shumpert. Finishing off the last two, and his body's all on the floor. Wildcats making the first substitution of the game. We'll see Costa Second one is also right.
Front court for the Riders. And
Winterburn.
Rob. Winterburn backing down her defender's turnaround. Shot is no good, but Hannah Robb grabs the offensive rebound, puts it in off the glass for 2. A fast start from Hannah. Defender to challenge a shot that didn't come, able to step past her, gets it off the glass, rims out. Freeman. 3-point shot is good for Tia Freeman, cuts it to a 3-point ball game. 3:32 left in this first quarter, and a foul is called in the backcourt. Mariam Olawoyin applying a little bit too much on-ball pressure for the referee's liking, as both teams making switches. We'll see Azania Stewart and Anna Lappencooper return for the Riders, replacing Amber Smith and Holly Winterburn. And Freeman and Egerovba checking out for the Wildcats. Costa returns alongside Shania Rose entering the ball game for the first time. Clark lets it fly. Hits for 3, Ella Clark. Olawoyin. Lundqvist. Attacking straight down the lane. Underneath the outstretched hand from the defender. Finishing off the glass. Tough finish from Lundqvist. Wildcats once again bringing the full court pressure. Riders able to work their way through it. Brewer attacks the baseline. Too much on the shot. Straight over the basket, rebounded by Costa. Schumpert showing the handles. Kick out. Shot is no good, but rebounded eventually by Schumpert. Lappencooper gets possession for the Riders, looks ahead, finds Brewer. Under pressure straight away from Simone Costa. Brewer. Shot attempt is long. Schumpert looks ahead, finds Costa running the floor. Not able to make it the first attempt, but grabs her rebound. Put under a lot of pressure from Maya Brewer. Enough to make her miss, and Wildcats will recycle the ball. Schumpert, once again, showing the speed, gets to the glass, but no good. Rob. Pass is tipped, and Costa gathers it. In what has been a frantic first quarter here from both teams. Costa loses the handle, but is able to regather the ball. Schumpert blows by Clark, drop off to Lundqvist, but Stewart fouls her, preventing the shot from going up. So we'll send her to the line for 2 shots. T. Freeman checking back in for Chelsea Schumpert, as does Holly Winterburn, replacing Hannah Robb, with Egerovba poised to return to the action. Lundqvist makes the first. Makes them both, and will check out, replaced by Egerovba. A great start to the game from Lundqvist, leading her team with 6 points personal. Wildcats again extending the defense, as we've seen every time after foul shots for the team. Brewer under pressure from Freeman, a real active defender. Showing it once again, trying to get in Brewer's face, but maybe a little bit too aggressively that time, and is called for the foul. Lappin Cooper will inbound for the Riders. Finds Ella Clark. Goes post-to-post action with Stewart with a lovely spin move to finish on the left hand for 2. Gets the Riders back up by 4. Just over a minute left in this first quarter. Costa. Freeman. Gets the ball screen. Feeds inside. Egerevba going to work. Can't get the shot to go over the bigger defender. Stewart able to change the shot enough to make it miss. Winterburn. Kick out, finds Brewer, lets it fly. Rimmed out, rebounded by Shania Rose. Rose. Looking to try and feed Egerevba inside, but can't find the pass. What a crossover from Holloway to leave her defender way behind her. Freeman. High ball screen. Can't feed the roller. Rose blocked by Ella Clark, but gathers her own ball, finds Egerevba underneath the basket and gets it in, but after the buzzer according to the referee, so will be a shot clock violation. Time just running out on Nottingham. Lappin Cooper. Riders once again in their standard A-frame offense, using Winterburn as one of the bigger guards in the league to try and get a mismatch. Finds Brewer, blocked by Simone Costa as time expires here at the end of this fast-paced first quarter. Both teams really looking to come out of the blocks hard. Your Riders leading currently 17 plays, Nottingham Wildcats 13, but both teams will be happy with aspects of how that quarter has gone. Maybe both will look for a little bit more control as we go through the phases of the game. Been a little bit frantic in places, and I feel if one of the teams could play with a little bit more composure, they could really look to push on here. A couple of stats for you from the first quarter. Leading all scorers, Hannah Robb started really quick. We've got Riders' first 4 points. She's got 10 points personal. And with Nottingham Wildcats leading scorer, Lundqvist with 6 points personal. In terms of the rebound battle, very close between the two teams today. Leicester Riders having grabbed 12 rebounds, Nottingham Wildcats 13. As both teams try and establish a little bit of control on the ball game. Be interesting to see what adjustments both teams make out of the timeout in terms of looking to get their stamp on the game going forward. A tight ball game. Thank you for those of you that stuck with us through the early point of the transmission, through the sound issues. I believe it should all be working now, so thank you for joining us. Obviously, as the Leicester Riders hosting the Nottingham Wildcats in WBBL Championship action. Should be a fantastic game. As the Cup winners host the trophy runners-up, so two highly talented teams from the league going at it. Riders really looking to put pressure at the top end of the league. And Nottingham Wildcats not far behind in league play, 7-6 coming into today's action. And really looking to place themselves in the best spot they can do heading into the post-season. Both teams heading back onto the floor. For the Riders, they are coming out with Lappin Cooper, Clark, Stewart, Winterburn and Januszewska. Wildcats are coming out with Freeman, Schumpert, Costa, Lundqvist and Egerevba. Nottingham, of course, still without key player for them, Jasmine Joyner. A massive part of what Wildcats do and a fantastic player, missing since the injury she suffered in the trophy final against the London Lions. It will be the Wildcats that get us going. Schumpert, Lundqvist. Quick ball movement from the Wildcats. Costa. High ball screen from Lundqvist, gets all the way down the lane, kick out, finds Freeman wide open, puts it up, rims out. Egerevba grabbing the offensive rebound, finds Lundqvist, again rims out for the Wildcats. Winterburn looking to back Shumpert down. Clark. Riders going inside to Stewart. Shot is short, but Winterburn active on the offensive glass. Can't get the second chance to go. Shumpert comes tearing away with the ball. Freeman running the floor. Underneath, overcooks the shot attempt, but Lundqvist keeps it alive, only to find Anna Lappencooper. As the referee halts play, a bit of debris on the court. Or a hairband, it looks like. Game will restart with a sideline for the Riders as Nottingham double up Anna Lappencooper to try and prevent her getting the ball, and succeeding doing so as the ball is inbounded directly into the front court. Clark. Once again, Riders looking to take advantage of the size mismatch that Winterburn has, but Shumpert reading the pass and almost takes it away. Winterburn going a long way round, finds Lappencooper, lets it fly, finds the back eye, and Shumpert coming away with the ball. Wildcats once again looking to push the tempo. Clark reads the pass, takes it away, comes away with it. Stops, pops, finds the back of the rim. Tia Freeman rebounds the ball out of bounds. Probably felt it was a Riders player that she was under pressure from. It was actually one of her teammates, so knocks it out of bounds for Riders' possession. Maybe a lack of communication there from the Wildcats. Stewart looking to work inside. See that drop step off the glass, finishing for two. So dangerous when she gets the ball in that low block position. So hard to stop for any team in this league. Winterburn knocks the ball away, but will stay with the Wildcats. 8:05 left in this second quarter. Freeman feeding Lundqvist. Kicks out to Shumpert. The pass over pursued by Lappencooper, which will be called for the foul. First personal foul. Freeman in bounds, finds Costa at the top of the key, gets the ball screen from Rose. Ball reversal, finds its way to Shumpert. Second ball screen from Nottingham as Shumpert splits the defence but can't get the shot over the outstretched hands of Azania Stewart, doing her best to stay in front of Shumpert and does enough to make her miss. Shumpert explosive off the ball screen so far today. Winterburn attacking the basket, gets her own rebound under lots of pressure, gets the ball out, finds Lappencooper. Clark left open, and she punishes the Wildcats for doing so, hitting for three. And Wildcats throw the ball away in the backcourt. Winterburn slowing it down. A real clash of tempo styles so far. Januszewska brings the ball through. Ball is blocked by Freeman. Last touch by Riders' hand before it goes out. So will be Wildcat balls. Both teams making changes. Winterburn is sat down, replaced by Amber Smith. And we'll see the return of Egerevba, who will check in for Shania Rotes. So far it's been real obvious that Nottingham really looking to push the tempo today at every opportunity. Leicester seem much more comfortable in a half-court ball game. It's Freeman. Puts up the shot under pressure from Januszewska, gets the back line, but Egerevba, once again another offensive rebound for her, finishing off the glass for two. Lappencooper. Stewart. Smith. Riders able to isolate Clark against Freeman, but not able to finish. Shumpert once again grabbing the rebound, comes away with it. Turns on the afterburners, goes the whole way, off the glass, rims out. And his last touch by Egerevba, according to the referee, so will be Riders' ball. Wildcats once again bringing the full court pressure, really trying to increase the tempo of the ball game every opportunity they can, both with and without the ball. Smith cuts across the lane, gets the feed from Ella Clark, will head to the line, foul is called. And Wildcats number 8, Tia Freeman, who will sit down with 2 personal fouls, replaced by Mariam Olawoyan. Amber Smith makes the first foul shot. 6:15 left to play in this second quarter. The Leicester Riders currently leading 23 plays 15 against the Nottingham Wildcats. Amber Smith makes them both. Costa gets the Horns double screen, gets all the way to the basket but can't get it to go. Stewart grabs the rebound. Lappenkipper comes and collects the ball off her forward. Lappenkipper under pressure from Costa finds the ball to Smith. Clark. Smith being guarded by Schumpert will surely look to attack her at the basket, and the foul is called. Foul is called on Chelsea Schumpert. It's her second personal foul. I'm sure if Riders can isolate Schumpert against Smith again, they'll be looking to go inside straight away. Lappenkipper skip pass finds eventually its way to Amber Smith. Lappenkipper. Smith. Crossover step back spin. Puts the shot up under pressure with her offhand. Is short, but Wildcats gather the ball, so the shot clock violation not needed as they've got possession. Olaroyan all the way underneath the basket, not able to get it to go. Tipped away by a Rider's hand, will be Wildcats ball. Timeout is called. 5:18 left to play in this second quarter. Your Leicester Riders 24, Nottingham Wildcats 15. While we have a break in the action, we can go to some of the score, well, the other score of the game in play so far today. Newcastle Eagles hosting the Oaklands Wolves up in Newcastle. 8:05 left to play in the second quarter up in Newcastle. The Eagles currently 30 versus Oakland Wolves 33, so we've got a tight one up in Newcastle alongside this one. And we will have score updates from Cardiff as when their game gets tipped away at past. But obviously here at Loughborough University it's 24-15, and some stats updates for you. Still leading all scorers. Hannah Robb still on 10 points personal. Lundqvist still leading the Wildcats team with 6. But Riders probably a much happier team at this point of the second quarter. The defence really stepping up, only conceding 2 points so far in this quarter. Nearly at the halfway stage of the quarter. They'll be impressed with their defensive efforts so far this quarter, especially in what is likely to be a tight game. Both teams getting ready to return to the floor. Riders returning with Clark, Winterburn, Robb, Smith and Brewer. Wildcats will come out with Agarevba, Lundqvist, Costa, Duoma and Olawoyan. It's Wildcats baseline possession. Duoma will inbound for the Wildcats. Duoma able to get it inside to Agarevba. Spins onto the opposite side, finishing with the left hand off the glass. Tough move under pressure from Agarevba. Fantastic finish. Cuts the deficit here to 7 points. Robb, Clark, Brewer reverses the ball to Winterburn. Looks to attack her defender. Gets all the way off the glass for 2. Holly Winterburn feels she was hit on the head as she finished, making her opinion clear to the referee. all in. Ball movement finds its way to Costa. Steps into the shot. Mid-range shot rims out. Agrippa had her hands on it, but it was tipped away. Finds its way to Holly Winterburn. Advances the ball into the front court for the Riders. Brewer. Winterburn. Finds a lane to the basket. Kick out. Finds Rob in the corner. Lets it fly. Hits for 3 on the buzzer. Hannah Robb moving on to 13 points personal. A strong first half performance so far from Hannah Robb. Oloyen able to lose her defender and the second defender, but Winterburn able to knock the ball away. Brewer gathers, looks ahead, finds Winterburn running the floor, finishes for 2. Quick 5 points for the Riders. Sees their lead extend up to 14 points. Costa was looking to feed Lundqvist, but wasn't aware of the play. Oloyen finds Costa, quick first step, beats her defender, but Ella Clark able to stop her as Lundqvist gathers the rebound, gets it off, or does not get it off as the shot clock violation is called. As timeout is now called by Riders coach Jesper Sundberg. 3:21 left to play in the second quarter here at Loughborough University. Your Leicester Riders 31, playing Nottingham Wildcats 17. Slight surprise, Sundberg calling a timeout there. Riders were starting to get a bit of pace and consistency in their offense. Quick 5 points coming for those. But the Riders bringing in fantastic form into this ball game. Coming into the back of this game off 5 straight wins in the league and only 1 loss in the league all season, really trying to put pressure on both the Sevenoaks Suns and the London Lions Barking Abbey at the top end of the table. Nottingham Wildcats coming in slightly more indifferent form, having won 2 of the past 5 games, but coming in off the back of a strong win against Manchester Mystics last weekend. So we'll be coming in today with confidence. Wildcats first team back on the floor out of the timeout. Costa, Schumper, Egerefber, Lundqvist and Duoma. And Riders will return to the floor with Winterburn, Smith, Brewer, Clark and Robb. 3:21 left in this second quarter. Your Riders will get us underway out of the timeout. Brewer. Under pressure from Costa, gets the ball into the front court. He keeps going, gets the shot off, hits for 2 on the run. Maya Brewer, tough shot. Schumpert. It's the ball screen from Egerefber, double ball screen from Egerefber, but the offensive foul is called. Referee obviously didn't feel she was quite there. First personal foul on Egerefber. Riders really looking to increase the pressure on Wildcats here. Have been able to extend the lead to 16 points. Looking to extend it further here. Winterburn finds Robb, gets a defender in the air. On the run, is a little short. Probably caught in 2 minds what she wanted to do there. Just left a little bit, undercut the shot. Schumpert, lovely in and out dribble. Floater at the other end is also short. Adjudged that it was last touched by a Wildcats hand, will be a Riders ball. From up here it did probably look like Riders touched it last, but the referee's a lot closer than we are. Shania Rose checks in for Rebecca Duoma. Brewer surveying the floor. Robb runs the first call. Second cutter is Winterburn, gets the ball screen and steps back. Shot is no good. Lundqvist skies for the rebound, is fouled on the outlet by Maya Brewer. First personal foul for Maya. Shumpert. Egerefba. Trying to feed inside, but the Riders' defense reading it between them. Winterburn and Smith able to take it away. Winterburn finds Brewer. Hits for 3. Maya Brewer. A quick 5 points for Maya off the find from Holly Winterburn there. Coach Kendrick Liebert calling a timeout for the Wildcats, wanting to speak it over, just probably trying to slow the momentum down in favour of the Riders right now. Suddenly leaked out to a 19-point difference here. 1:45 left to play in this first quarter. Coach Liebert will no doubt be talking about his team, about how they can start chipping away into the leads, sort of slowing down the Riders' offense, which has suddenly seemed to have clicked into gear since the Coach Sundberg timeout, and how they can stop that and also make life easier for themselves at the other end of the court and start to chip into this league. Still only having scored 4 points this quarter, so the Riders' defense well on top here at the moment, but there's still plenty of time for that to change and plenty of firepower in the Wildcats team to make that happen. A quick score update once again from Newcastle. Newcastle Eagles 36, Oakland Wolves 41. There's 4:38 left to play in that second quarter. And we're underway in Cardiff. Sevenoaks starting strong. Only 2 minutes into that ball game. Cardiff Archers 3, Sevenoaks Suns 9. Sevenoaks looking to stay undefeated so far in the league. The Riders returning onto the floor. Winterburn, Brewer, Robb, Clark and Smith. Wildcats coming out with Lundqvist, Costa, Rose, Egerefba and Shumpert. We'll see what Wildcats have drawn out up out of the timeout to get themselves going. Costa. Kick out finds Lundqvist. Costa passes tip by Winterburn and Brewer takes it away. Running the floor hard, drops off to Winterburn, finishing off the run for 2. Lovely finish from Winterburn, but a great find as well from Maya Brewer after the takeaway. Shania Rose. Costa steps into the 3-point shot, is long. A whole mass of bodies fighting for the rebound. Lundqvist gathers it way outside the 3-point line. Lundqvist, Costa. As the shot clock goes under 10 seconds, Wildcats look inside to Egerefba. Lovely soft touch finish means that it bounces in for Egerefba. Winterburn. Quick crossover, gets to the basket, finds herself a lane. Holly Winterburn, one of the best in the league at sizing up a defender and blowing by her. Gets the Riders lead to over 20 points. 30 seconds left in this first half of action. Egerefba passes tipped by Winterburn. Doesn't look like she'll get there first, but dives on the ball to try anyway. Costa stops, pops, finds the back iron. That is just to have last touched a Wildcats hand. With 15.8 seconds left in this second quarter, Jesper Sundberg calling his second timeout. No doubt to try and draw up what the Riders will do with the remaining time here. Not only to get himself a basket, but make sure that Wildcats don't have an opportunity to go down the other end and score, so making the most of the time left available. Be interested to see what he goes to. Few options. Obviously we've recently seen Brewer and Winterburn both able to take it to the Wildcats defence, but Robb still the hot hand for the Riders. Equally, Coach Liebert will be looking how we can take that away from the Riders and what he can do and who he'd be happy for the Riders to put the ball into the hands of, and what Wildcats can do to play proactive defence and not just react to what the Riders will be looking to do, and equally try and get a score going into half time so they can get their tails up with a bit of momentum and to start trying to chip away to the deficit heading to the second half of the game. Be interesting to see if either team make any changes to the lineups coming out of the timeout, whether it be for defensive, offensive reasons, or even both. Coaches trying to make the most of this timeout, being beckoned by the referees. Will be Riders' possession, 15.8 seconds. Riders are going small. It'll be Lappin Cooper, Winterburn, Rob, Brewer and Janijewska. Wildcats, Lundqvist, Shumpert, Costa, Freeman and Egerevba. Unsurprisingly, Wildcats looking to extend the defence. They'll be looking to try and take away the inbound pass if they can. That'll be the dream. If not, look to trap it out. But Riders able to negotiate the full court press. Having gone small, put lots of ball handlers and confident on the floor as Winterburn attacks the middle and gets a foul. Probably the one thing you really didn't want if you're Coach Leibert. We'll head to the line for 2 shots. Third personal foul. Winterburn makes the first. Second is short, but Brewer skies for the rebound. Turnaround shot hits back iron. Rob gets it on the second chance, puts it in off the glass in time. Finishes for 2. Almost the perfect outcome there for the Riders. Finishing right at the buzzer. No opportunity for Wildcats to go down the other end and score. At the end of the first half here at Loughborough University, your Leicester Riders looking after their home court, leading 43, plays Nottingham Wildcats 19. Wildcats only able to score 6 points in that quarter and giving up 24 points to the Riders. A massive quarter in favour of the Riders. But Wildcats will definitely feel they still have the firepower to come back into this. Still lots of talent on the floor. Shumpert, Freeman, Egerevba, Lundqvist, all able to get it going if and when needed. So it'll be interesting to see how the Wildcats offence adapts to try and set those guys up to really chip into this 24-point deficit they currently find themselves within. So they'll be looking to work it back at both ends of the floor. How they can start to score more freely, but equally how they can slow this Riders offence down. If they continue to concede 24 points a quarter, they're going to find it extremely difficult to even reduce the deficit, never mind come back and get in front. Obviously a little bit tougher without Jasmine Joyner in the side, but still plenty of other weapons in the team. Some first half stats leaders for you then. So Hannah Robb still leading all scorers with 15 points personal, backed up by Holly Winterburn, who's moved on to 9 points personal. Leading the Wildcats is Praise Egerevba with 8 points personal, backed up by Moa Lundqvist with 6 points personal. The rebounders, Holly Winterburn once again in the leaders list, leading the Riders with 5 points. Chelsea Shumpert leading for the Wildcats, 6 rebounds. Lundqvist and Egerevba with 5 apiece as well. And Winterburn once again leading the assist stats in the game, 4 assists personal, so all-around effort once again from Holly Winterburn. Leading from the front as she so often does, as she's now taken up the mantle as Riders captain. We will come back for the second half and see how Wildcats can see what they can do in terms of looking to reduce the deficit and get back into this ball game, while Riders will obviously be doing everything they can to extend the lead even further and maintain the pressure on the Wildcats. So until then, we will be taking a break, so please do join us for the second half, and I'm sure it will be competitive all the way through to the end. Thank you. Hello and welcome back to Loughborough University here on Sunday, ready for the second half of our WBBL Championship action. First half very much in favour of the Leicester Riders as they lead here at the break. 43 plays Nottingham Wildcats 19. Very noticeable here in the arena that Coach Loughborough has spent most of the half-time break chatting with his team about obviously what they can do in terms of turning around the deficit and sort of chipping into the lead. Riders leading in almost every single statistical category apart from rebounding. What leaps off the page for me and sort of signifies how strong the defensive effort from the Riders has been today is the shooting percentages from the Wildcats. Only shooting 26% from 2-point range and 12%, 1 of 8 shooting from behind the arc. Wildcats will have to drastically improve that if they're going to have any chance of dragging themselves back into today's ball game. Riders will get us going here at the start of the third quarter. Riders coming out with Rob, Winterburn, Stewart, Brewer and Clark. Wildcats have come out with Costa, Lundqvist, Egerefba, Schumpert and Oluwayan. Winterburn gets us going. Clark, turn around, surveys the floor. Double action on both sides of the floor. Pass is almost taken away by Costa, but finds its way to Brewer. Rob, well, just an inch of space and makes it work. 3 points for Hannah Rob. 18 points personal for Hannah so far today. Really strong effort offensively from Hannah. Costa. Schumpert. Gets the ball to Lundqvist. Fantastic pass into huge amounts of pressure. She hits the mid-range too. Good sign here early in the third quarter for the Wildcats offense going forwards. Winterburn. Double high post action for the Riders, although unusually Hannah Robb was the other high post option. Clark. Winterburn. Under pressure from Oluwayan. Brewer. Gets it off on the buzzer, but will be. Referees want to talk this over. The shot was tipped by a Wildcat's hand, so I think they're discussing whether the shot that Stewart made over the back of her head should count. It is a shot clock violation. Will be Wildcats' ball. Schumpert sends Costa away to the weak side of the floor. Ball reversal finds Costa on the weak side. Steps into the mid-range, wide open. Hits for 2. Wildcats making good use of that mid-range option so far in this third quarter. Not something we saw massively in the first quarter, so definitely an adjustment made. And seem to be getting plenty of space for those sort of shots. Clark. Shot is missed. Schumpert once again grabs the rebound. Costa hits the tough 3-point shot. Has to gather, turn and put it up all in no time at all. Fantastic work. Winterburn. Rob. Schumpert almost able to take the ball away, but Rob sees her come in and just able to manipulate it away from her. As Winterburn goes across the lane, basket will not count as the foul is called on the floor. But once again, the Riders' offense under pressure and Winterburn taking it upon herself to make something happen off the dribble. A true strength of her game. Winterburn finds the second cutter in Rob as Costa hits the floor. Ball movement finds Brewer in the corner. Hits the 3. Costa not quite able to recover in time, having hit the deck. Extends the Riders' lead up 23 points here in the early stages of this third quarter. Costa feeds inside, finds Lundqvist. Turn around, shoots straight away, hits for 2. Lundqvist really turning on the offense in his third quarter. Winterburn, hesitation dribble. Feeds Stewart. Brewer. Clark. Winterburn. Probably gets away with a little bit of a push off there. Shot is no good. As rebound is going by Lundqvist. Starts to dribble away. Finds Schumpert. Costa. Quick first step. Gets to the baseline. And the referee signifying that shot, that foul was on the floor as well. There'll be no shots coming. So it'll be Wildcats baseline ball. Wildcats coming out with from the half-time break with a lot more energy and a lot more purpose to the offence. Schumpert puts it up. Shot rims out, but Egereva once again on the offensive rebound. Not able to get it to go. Winterburn eventually pulls it down for the Riders and looks to slow things down. Clark. Winterburn. Attacks straight down the middle. Rob grabbing the rebound. Recycles the ball, finds Brewer. Steps past the defender. Shot is a little flat and hits the front iron. Schumpert once again showing that turn of pace that she's got. Going the full length of the floor to finish. What speed and composure to finish at the end of it from Chelsea Schumpert. Wildcats cut the deficit to 19 points. 6:09 left to play in this third quarter. Riders coach Jesper Sundberg just sensing a real change and turning momentum, calling a timeout for the Riders just to try and break that and stop it in its tracks. Nottingham will be really pleased with how they've started this third quarter. Lots of teams, when you are down, it's sort of make or break, but they've come out firing 11 points already in this first quarter. They only scored 13 points in the whole of the first quarter, 6 points in the second quarter, and they're at 11 in less than 4 minutes of play here. So a revitalised Wildcats offense. So, but we'll probably need to work a little bit differently on the defensive end. Have given up 6 points defensively, so only actually chipped away the lead by 5 points. But if they can maintain the intensity, they'll be confident they can slowly but surely chip it back, set themselves some targets throughout the quarter where they want to be in the next 2 minutes' time. And all you say, if you can get yourself within 10 points with at least 2 minutes to play at the end of the fourth quarter, you're always within striking distance. So Wildcats will be well aware of that and chipping away. Coach Leicester talking over with his team. Jesper Sundberg equally probably wanting Riders to go back to where they were defensively in the first half. Riders back on the floor first. Winterburn, Brewer, Robb, Stewart and Clark. Wildcats coming out with Lundqvist, Egereva, Olian, Schumpert and Costa. Olian bring in some on-ball pressure. Riders reverse the ball to Brewer. Riders offense really looking to try and create some isolation on the ball side. Robb able to get the ball off the cut. Unorthodox finish, not able to drop. Schumpert once again trying to split the defenders, not able to get through. On the floor, looks at the referee but didn't get anything. Brewer goes down the other end, finishing off the glass for 2. Costa. Fantastic backdoor cut and fouled from Lundqvist. Schumpert will head to the line for 2 shots. She's fouled that time by Zania Stewart. Schumpert looks like she's just holding her arm a little bit after the tumble on the previous offensive play. I think hopefully nothing too serious for Chelsea. She's able to shake that off. An important player for the Wildcats team. First foul shot, thinks about it, but then does drop him. Second one rolls off the rim, rebounded by Ella Clark. Winterburn once again setting up the Riders' offense. Olian tips the ball. And it goes straight out, so it'll be Riders' ball, who are making a couple of changes. Amber Smith and Anna Lappencooper checking back in. Ella Clark and Maya Brewer sitting down. Gives Riders another ball handling option with Anna Lappencooper returning to the floor. They find themselves 20 points up here with 5:12 left to play in the third quarter. Winterburn stops, pops on the turn, hits for 3. Fantastic quick release from Holly Winterburn on the turn. We're in under pressure from Lappencooper. Lappencooper tipping it. And that's why it's not called as a backcourt. Schumpert. Lundqvist. As the shot clock winds down, Oloian gets it off, but is blocked by Holly Winterburn, and that buzzer does mean a shot clock violation. A fantastic defensive stand from the Riders. Lappencooper gets the ball screen, finds Winterburn cutting the baseline. Fantastic cut from the weak side. Holly Winterburn saw the back of the defender's head, knew that she cuts now, she's going to be open. And Lappencooper with the find. Costa gets all the way to the basket. The Riders' defense really parting there. Costa able to punish them for 2. Lundqvist goes all the way round, finishing off the glass for 2. Both teams will feel that the most recent scores for the other team have probably been a little bit easy to come by. Looking to re-up the defensive intensity they brought early in the quarter. Costa, round the back dribble, is able to get Winterburn reaching, and the foul is called. As Tia Freeman checks back into the ball game, placing Oloian. Freeman, of course, on 3 personal fouls, so she'll be looking to not grab a quick 4th one as Ella Clark returns to the floor, replacing Azania Stewart. Winterburn's 2nd personal foul. Freeman will inbound. Costa is fouled on the release by Lappencooper, so we'll head to the line for 2 shots. Costa a 64% free throw shooter so far in the WBBL Championship this season. First one rims out. Second one is good. Wildcats making a switch. We'll see the active Egarova sit down, replaced by Chloe Gaynor for the first time today. Winterburn. Riders once again looking for the double post option. Gaynor able to tip the pass away. Freeman not able to gather as Rob comes away with it. Kick out, finds Amber Smith, puts it up. Finds the back of the iron. And as the shot clock resets to 14, Winterburn slows it down. Fantastic composure from the young guard. Puts it up and hits for 3. Holly Winterburn. A real all-around display from Holly so far today. Moving on to 17 points personal alongside her 6 rebounds and 4 assists. Wildcats reply with 2 of their own. Winterburn just about drops off to Hannah Robb. Smith spins and then back to the middle. Kick out finds Robb. A bit of shot clock pressure for the Riders now. Clark has to get it off and does. A little short. Costa grabbing the rebound. Looks ahead, finds Gaynor. Gets it back, drop off. Lundqvist. Gaynor on the floor for her team. Both teams fighting for it. Will be a jump ball. Arrow is favouring the Wildcats, so ball will stay with those guys. As we will see Riders check in Ema Morris for the first time today, replacing Hannah Robb. The young Irish player checking in for her first action of the day. Wildcats inbound to Gaynor. Kick out finds Costa, wide open. Hits for 3. Sorry, a long 2. Is signalled by the referee. Winterburn. Trumpet on both teams on the floor. Freeman fastest to react. Is fouled by Morris, who heads the line for 2. Great defensive effort initially by Shumpert to make Winterburn lose the ball. And then Freeman reacting really, really quickly. As we said earlier, always an active defender. Is first to the loose ball and is rewarded with a trip to the line. Be first personal foul on Morris. Second shot rimming out for Freeman. Clark grabs the rebound. Lappin Cooper. Crossover gets past the defender. Kicks the ball back out to Clark. Will go again. Clark attacks straight down the lane. Finds Smith. This time finds an open lane. Gets all the way to the basket. Fantastic stand by Chloe Gaynor. Means that she's not able to get it to go. And in reply, Lappin Cooper called for the foul. Will be 2 shots for the Wildcats. Riders finding themselves in the penalty. Third personal foul for Lappin Cooper. Meanwhile, Wildcats only 1 team foul in the quarter. Guster made 1 of 2 of the last visit of the line. See what she can do here. First one rims out again for her. Makes a second, exactly the same as she did on the last trip to the line. Cuts the deficit for 21. Fantastic to see the Wildcats showing no quit today at all. So easy to let your heads drop. Lappin Cooper able to get the pass to Clark, who returns the ball. Lappin Cooper. Step through. Scoop finish goes over the back, but the foul is called. Will be 2 shots for Lappin Cooper. While we're getting ready for Lappin Cooper's 2 shots, a quick look around the other score. So we have half time in Cardiff. Cardiff Archers 33, Sevenoaks Suns 49. Sevenoaks Suns obviously rivals at the top of the league with the Riders to try and take home the league trophy. Currently 0 losses on the season for them. Up in Newcastle, there is 4 minutes 3 seconds left as Newcastle Eagles down 3. Newcastle Eagles 58, Oakland's Wolves 61. As Shumpert finds Costa. Looking to feed Lundqvist inside, but Smith reads the pass, takes it away. Under a minute left in this third quarter. Lappin Cooper off the glass. Lovely finish for 2 over the bigger defender for Lundqvist. Sorry, for Lappin Cooper. Costa. Freeman. Lundqvist's turnaround shot is short. Brewer will chase down the rebound and bring the ball forward for the Riders. Shot clock is switched off here at the end of the third quarter. We are 12 seconds left. Brewer sizing up a defender as the Riders have spread the floor. Brewer leaving it late. Dribbles into the shot. Is long. Gaynor grabs the rebound. Passes to the referee with the time having expired. At the end of the third quarter, Leicester Riders 65, play Nottingham Wildcats 40, able to get the lead up to 25 points heading into the final quarter. And after a fantastic start to the quarter from the Wildcats, Riders able to get on top in that quarter again, once again, led in that quarter undoubtedly by Holly Winterburn with her all-around display. 17 points personal, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, doing it all for a team. Wildcats led by Egger Efba, who has 12 points personal, 8 rebounds. backed up by Chelsea Shumpert, who has 7 points, 7 rebounds and 4 assists. So Shumpert also leading her team from the front. Coach Leiberg obviously talking about his team about what they can do to improve their position in this game, but also what they can take away from this game moving forward. 25 points in the final quarter is obviously a big ask and a big mountain to climb. So they'll be talking about what they can do in this game that can help them go forwards. Next up for them will be a home game hosting the Oaklands Wolves, who are of course winning up in Newcastle today. So Oaklands will be going to that game. At the moment it looks like full of confidence, so Coach Leiberg talking about what they can take back to them to the Wildcats arena. Whereas Riders will be moving on to this, to a home game against Barking Abbey London Lions, a massive championship game for the Riders. In only a few days' time. So Jesper Sundberg will be talking about Riders maintaining the standards in defence, maintaining the composure and the execution on offence, so they can look to carry any rhythm into that game, which will be undoubtedly a tough game for the Riders. But if they want to win the league, it's the sort of game they're going to have to come out on top in. So only 1 quarter left here today, and Riders still leading in almost all categories. Wildcats have more fast break points and more rebounds, but in every single other category it is showing up Riders as being on the high side. I think one major difference is still the 3-point shooting. Riders 9 of 20, 45% from behind the line. Nottingham Wildcats struggling 2 of 11, 18%. I don't think it's necessarily that Wildcats have been shooting bad shots, but there's been lots and lots of pressure brought from the Riders' defense. Almost every shot is contested. We have a slight delay before the teams re-enter the court for the 4th quarter, but it looks like your Riders will be coming out with Clark, Morris, Lappencooper, Brewer and Smith. And Shumpert, Costa, Gaynor will all be coming out to the Wildcats, and it looks like they will be joined by Egerevba. Both coaches taking advantage of the slight delay to have some final words with their teams about what they're looking to do going forward, and the referees are ready to get things going. Morris will inbound for the Riders. Brewer. Some cross-screen action, finds Lappencooper. Clark puts it up, hits for threes. Exactly what Coach Jesper Sundberg would have wanted out of the break. Riders really to try and stamp their authority here to try and prevent any hopes of a Wildcats comeback. Costa finds Freeman. Guarded by Morris, finds Shumpert. Quick first step, creates a bit of separation between the defender. Gets to Egerep on the free throw line. Shot is long. Brewer grabs the rebound, initially one-handed, but able to gather it with both. Comes away with the ball. Riders again running some motion offense. Brewer finishing off the glass under a lot of defensive pressure from Costa. Tough finish from Brewer. Extends the lead to 30 in favour of the Riders. Freeman steps into the mid-range shot. Will count for 2. Morris lets it fly. 3-point shot is no good. Wildcats looking to push the tempo once again. Shumpert stops for 3 in transition. It's no good, but Egerevba cleaning up, puts it in for 2. Been extremely active on the offensive glass. Unsportsmanlike foul is called. Trumpet heading to line for 2 shots. As the players initially walk in to set the line up before being sent away. Trumpet will line up for the second shot. And makes it. Wildcats, of course, will get sideline possession. Coach Jesper Sundberg calling a timeout. Obviously just wanted to discuss a few things, probably the recent action with his team. Just to make sure that the composure stays through for the rest of the game and effectively nothing silly happens to the team that may carry over and hurt the rhythm going into the next games, maintaining standards throughout. Whereas Nottingham Wildcats, once again, will just be looking to push the tempo as much as they can. I think we've seen that all day so far. Really looking to get out and run where possible. So latest score up in Newcastle. Newcastle Eagles actually getting in front. 35 seconds to play in the third quarter. Newcastle Eagles 68, Oakland Wolves 67. And Cardiff Archers 33, Seven Oaks Suns 49. That's a half-time score. Wildcats coming out the final 8-19. Leicester got to really probably trying to work on their shot selection and getting themselves some more open opportunity shots. Really trying to drag that shooting percentage up in the closing stages of this game. Wildcats sideline ball, courtesy of the unsportsmanlike foul called. Will be Freeman to inbound. Wildcats have a timeout, come out with Freeman, Shumpert, Gaynor, Costa, Egerefba. Riders coming out with Brewer, Morris, Clark, Smith and Lappin Cooper. Gaynor, hand off Costa. Ball reversal finds Gaynor, who looks to feed Egerefba, but the shot clock runs out. And will be Riders' ball. Lappin Cooper. Don't think Brewer was expecting that pass, but she's able to gather it anyway. Puts up the 3-point shot. Hits for 3, Maya Brewer. Freeman gets the pass away while falling to the ground. Shumpert finds the double team, but able to dribble out of it. The speed and the handling that she's got. Smith grabbing the rebound. And inadvertently gets the ball back from Lappin Cooper. Morris gets it to Clark, who hands off to Lappin Cooper. Shot clock winding down for the Riders. Lappin Cooper tries to accelerate past the defender but loses her footing and the ball. Riders making 4 switches, which will see Stewart, Winterburn, Janajewska and Rob check in, replacing everyone apart from Amber Smith. Costa. Freeman. Loses the footing but gets the ball to Egerefba. Turn around. Shot is no good. Stewart grabs the rebound. Winterburn will slow down the offense for the Riders. Looks to feed Smith inside but not able to thread the needle. Pass is taken away. Costa fakes the pass to Egerefba just to get herself enough space to get the shot up. Not able to get it to go, but will head to the line for 2 shots. Courtesy of the foul committed by Zania Stewart. Costa on a most recent trip to the line has split the free throws. Makes the first this time. makes them both, Simone Costa. As we'll see Lundqvist straight back in, Egeref getting a rest. Winterburn. Looking to go all the way around, drop off, finds Stewart. Shot bobbles off the rim, but Smith grabs the rebound, but loses the ball. Schumpert coming up with it. Looks ahead, finds Freeman running the floor. Just about gathers the pull. Schumpert in and out dribble. Gets caught in the trap, but able to find a way out with a pass to Freeman. 3-point shot is no good. Gaynor grabbing the rebound. Off the glass. 2-point shot attempt is no good. Winterburn. Rob. Finds Stewart on the foul line. Puts up the mid-range shot. Is good for 2. Gets the lead up to 27 in favour of the Riders. Gaynor. Lundqvist fires the pass at Freeman, who's able to gather it. Ball versus finds Costa. Shot clock pressure. Gets it off in time. But the shot doesn't hit the rim. It only hits the backboard, so will be a violation as the ball returns to the Riders. And Schumpert will sit down and get a rest. 5:04 left to play in the ball game, replaced by Olwyn. A fantastic day's work from Schumpert. 9 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Winterburn. Rob. Just dribbles out. Sees if he can create some space as Wildcats have switched to the 2-3 zone. Winterburn looks to face Stewart underneath the basket. Turn around, little hook shot is good for Stewart. Costa. Gaynor. Freeman. Steps past the defender. Kick out finds Costa. Quick first step, gets past Winterburn. Mid-range shot is no good. Both teams battling for the rebound. Eventually finds its way as it bobbles around to Holly Winterburn, who comes away, runs the floor, finds Rob, stops, pops, and hits for 3. Hannah Robb. 21 points personal for Hannah Robb today. Gaynor looking to feed Lundqvist. Pass a little bit off the money. Not able to gather it in. Once again, Winterburn comes away with the ball for the Riders. Round the back dribble. Steps through, one-handed runner is good for 2, Holly Winterburn. We'll move on to 19 points personal. Costa. Finds Gaynor, puts the shot up, is short, but it's knocked out of bounds by Lundqvist, so will be Riders' ball. Both teams making changes. We'll see Morris check back in for the Riders, replacing Amber Smith, and Chloe Gaynor will sit down, replaced by Letitia Willis. Winterburn. Kick out, finds Morris, who hits for her first points of the ball game. And that means all but one of the Riders players have scored so far today. As the ball will be Riders' ball from the baseline. Timeout is called by Nottingham Wildcats head coach Kendrick Liebert. Was about to substitute Shania Rose in, but the timeout was called instead. Just trying to gather the troops. Heading into the final 2 minutes 47. Making sure that they're competing and playing to the very end of the ball game. The game may be gone, but making sure that the application and the attitude is there right to the very end, and they maintain any intensity that they can, and any gas they've got left in the tank is used on the floor. 2:47 left to play here in this ball game at Loughborough University. WBBL Championship action. The Leicester Riders leading 84, plays 48, and a fantastic defensive effort by the Riders team. This fourth quarter only giving up 8 points, less than 10 points again so far in the quarter, having held the Wildcats to 6 points in the second quarter and only 13 points in the first. I'm sure Coach Jesper Sundberg really emphasising to his team that defensive effort can't slip and it needs to be there to the very end of the ball game. Teams returning to the floor. For the Riders we have Hannah Robb, Azania Stewart, Eamon Morris, Holly Winterburn and Katie Janaszewska. For the Wildcats we will have Oloyin, Freeman, Willis, Lundqvist and Rose. Winterburn able to get underneath the basket, finishing with a reverse layup for 2. Winterburn. Freeman. Riders extending the half-court defense. Defenders way above the 3-point line. Freeman. Shot is no good, but it's knocked out of bounds by Shania Rose. It'll be Riders' ball. Riders switching to a zone defense there, showing something a little bit different. Riders making a switch. Hannah Robb sitting down, replaced by Anna Lappin-Cooper. Hannah, joint leading scorer for the Riders, 21 points personal, alongside 4 rebounds. Winterburn once again under pressure for the full court. Drops off, finds Morris, who looks inside Stewart, keeps the ball alive, finds Janaszewska, who will finish on the reverse, and that means that all Riders players have scored today. 1 minute 49 left in the ball game. Duoma hits the mid-range shot for 2. Winterburn. Morris. Winterburn drops off to KJ running the baseline, but foul is called on Oloyin. Lappin-Cooper will inbound for the Riders. Janaszewska. Stewart. Winterburn runs the baseline, finds Lappin-Cooper with the wraparound pass. Kick out, can't find Janaszewska, and even if it had, I don't think there would have been enough time to get the shot off as the shot clock expires. Wildcats will get the ball back. Oloyin is fouled as Riders look to bring the double team. Foul is called on Rider number 6, Captain Holly Winterburn. 3rd personal foul for Holly. Duoma to inbound. Oloyin, Freeman. Willis. Shot is off, rebounded Janaszewska, whose pass is taken away by Duoma, but she steps out of bounds. So ball will find its way back to the Riders. 49.4 seconds left in the ball game. Leicester Riders 88 playing Nottingham Wildcats 50. Lappin-Cooper. Ball is tipped away by the active hands of Freeman. Will stay with the Riders. Lappin-Cooper. Winterburn. On the run, shot is a little short. Oloyin gets the ball, and it's knocked out of bounds by a Riders' hand. 22.8 seconds left in the ball game. Freeman. Olivier. Rose. Ball movement finds Freeman, who puts up the three-point attempt, rims out. Rose grabbing the offensive rebound, and that'll do it here at Loughborough University's time expires at the end of the WBBL Championship clash. The East Midlands rivals, Leicester Riders, taking the victory today. 88 plays Nottingham Wildcats 50, of course without one of their key players in Jasmine Joyner, but nonetheless Riders will be pleased with their day's work, especially on the defensive end, only giving up 50 points. As we mentioned earlier, both teams moving on to tough games going forwards. Nottingham Wildcats will host the Oaklands Wolves, and the Riders will be hosting the Barking Abbey London Lions in a top-of-the-table clash. Two of the three teams that seem to be locked into that battle to see where the league trophy will head, alongside Sevenoaks Suns. That'll be live once again from Loughborough University. But at the end of this ball game, thank you very much for joining me, and do enjoy the rest of your weekend.